Hey guys, welcome back. I'm out over here at the 1290 build again. Just wanted to go over grading and kind of explain a little bit of what we've done here. I know in the last video I was talking about what we were gonna do. They were in the process of grading. Now grading's complete. This is gonna be my location of the slab right here behind me. We've got it staked out. One thing we learned, maybe I would say the hard way, but I guess it's relative, is that at least in Cherokee County, the inspector came out because we had marked the location of where we were going to put our building, or in this case our house, and he said he had to have a survey with the actual location and the measurement from the side, the right and left for your setbacks. Now in this situation, where these stakes are at is clearly more than the 40 feet from you know, your sides you gotta be 40 feet, your back you gotta be 40 feet, in the front you gotta be 50 feet for your setbacks. You can clearly see that it's well over 100 feet. It's like 168 feet to be exact, actually. But the inspector said, hey, I'm sorry, I gotta have an actual paper with the actual location and with it actually saying this is your location of the house and this is the distance on it, and then I can pass you. He said, I know I can see it, but I have to have that on file. So more than anything, I guess they just want it documented. I get it. It was a little bit frustrating, but we had the surveyor come back out. He put a pin in the ground and he said, there you go. And he's drew it on the little thing on his laptop, emailed it over to me, and then I'm able to put that in for the county. The other thing I wanted to chat about is the cost of grading. This isn't perfectly level. That may be clear in the video. I can't really tell looking at the screen on the GoPro, but I know it's not perfectly level. We've got it packed in really well. Right here's about 15 loads of dirt, and behind me where they've got the wheat straw, where we set up all the wheat straw yesterday, and in totality we have 40 loads of dirt in between the foundation for the build-up for the slab, and then just to grade out the backyard. There was a pretty big shed foundation they knocked out. I say pretty big, but it was probably like a 15 by 10. Just center block. They busted it up, and they've got all that over here behind me, just a pile of trash. My concrete crew said that they've got a place where they can take busted up concrete and they'll actually get paid for it. So I don't need to make a dollar on that. My perspective on that is I'm saving money by not having to put it in dumpsters, because you can only put so much concrete in a low wall dumpster. And then this is probably 3 or 4 dumpster loads, and if you're 200-300, I mean on the low end, maybe 500 bucks a load, that's a lot of money he's saving me. So for me, if my concrete crew can just take that and they make something on it, great. I don't have to make a dollar on that. I'm saving maybe 2-3 grand easy. But the loads of dirt were $250 a load. We got over 9 tons a load. I think I said in the last video the actual number, but I know he told me it was over 9. It may have been double that, 18, but I'm not a dump truck driver. I don't know what can really fit in a dump truck, but we had 10 loads at 250 load, or excuse me, 40 loads at 250 load. It came out to around right at 10 grand. Okay, I felt comfortable with that. It fit in our budget. I feel good with that. We've got a nice smooth backyard here. Very, very happy with that. We're gonna level out a place down here for a fire pit. We'll do a fire pit back in there, and then I don't know if you can see it very well. We'll walk over here. We've got pins marked out for our septic tank. The reason why I bring up septic tank, what's important in that with that is you've got to be 10 feet off your septic tank. So we went ahead and did 11.5 feet. So if the inspector were to say, hey, you're too close, we know we're not. We can pull a tape and prove that we're not. But right here, we've got a pin right here and a pin right here. That's my septic. And then we're clearly from where this stake's at right here, we're well over 10 feet. So setback for that's 10 feet, and as long as you're within 10 feet of that, your foundation can go in. We'll have a patio back here, but we'll easily do a little like I guess just a walkway down, but we're gonna do stamped concrete, and then we'll do a nice little pad and a fire pit over this way. We will run a gas line to it. We have to do propane because we don't have natural gas, but we're gonna bury our propane tank out here, and we'll run a gas line for that, for the stove, and maybe for the hot water heater. Not totally sure. We may just do electric, but if we do electric, we're gonna do 2 hot water heaters. You have to have a circulating system, so a lot of people have found out the hard way that when you're doing your hot water on the other side of the house or anywhere in the house, you turn on a hot water spigot, you've got to have, or just like your sink spigot or faucet, you got to have hot water at that faucet within 10 seconds or you fail your CO. And a lot of people will be ready to move in, they've got drywall up and everything, and then you've got to stop everything and you have to put a circulating system for your hot water heater. That way you have hot water in every place in the house. So do that to begin with and you won't have to worry about that. But yeah, I just want to touch base on this. Grading came in total. The way it worked out for my grader, we did $400 for the first hour for showing up and then $100 an hour after that. Sometimes that's the way to do it, sometimes it's not. But we came in between removing a giant tree stump that was like right behind me, busting up a driveway, about half of the driveway, because we want to leave some of it because then we can have a nice place to put materials as they come in. And then we did, we filled in the foundation, backfilled everything in the backyard, brought in 40 loads of dirt for $16,200. So I feel like for what we got, that's a great price. Very happy with that. I know grading can be 30, 40 grand. I had a buddy that spent well over 80 grand just cutting in the side of a hill like this and then pushing dirt around for a couple of weeks, and they were billing him by the hour. So you just want to make sure that when you're getting grading done that you're looking at your situation, you're looking at what you're wanting to have done, and you know that it wouldn't take somebody 6 weeks to do. If it would, you need to get yourself a set price so people aren't just milking you. But in this situation for 16 grand, we basically got all of our grading and tree removal, concrete removal for 6 grand, and our dirt was just 10 grand. So I'm happy with that. But we are now at the point where we can set up forms now that we have that location marked from the surveyor. As soon as we get concrete guy out here, he's gonna put our forms up, square everything up. Then once our forms are set and our footers are dug and our rebars in, we're gonna run our plumbing and go ahead and pull some, we're not gonna actually pull electric wires, but we're gonna go ahead and put conduit in the slab, and then have a rough plumbing inspection for the pressure on the drain lines. They've got to make sure those aren't leaking. And once that passes, we'll put gravel in, and then we can pour a slab, and as soon as we have that, we can start framing. So super excited to get this really moving. It's been a long process of a couple of months of figuring this out and figuring that out, but just wanted to share that. Hope this information is helpful.